Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I'll be giving you War Thunder's general calendar of events, updates, sales, holidays, and other features that it has throughout the year. Before I even start, I want to give a huge and special thanks to Reddit user RaveGraph, as your Reddit post helped me to draw the outline for this video and to be the starting ground for which to update and add new things to it. That said, I'll be organizing this video based on event type and then go chronologically throughout the year for each event type. So I might go through sales first and then give you approximately when they happen throughout the year, then move to events, and so forth. I'll be giving a brief description of each type of calendar event as well, so if it's a sale, I'll try to go over approximately how big X or Y sale tends to be, and what type of event one could expect at X or Y time of the year. Additionally, because dates do change in War Thunder's calendar, I will only be able to give approximate dates, as nothing is ever certain until it is officially released, though events, sales, and everything else do tend to happen at the same time every year. That said, if you'd like, please subscribe for more content like this, as that always means the world to me. But either way, let's get into it. To start, I'll go over the sales first, and I'll start from the beginning of the year. First, we have the New Year sale. Though this technically starts typically at the end of December, I'll include it as the first sale on the list, as it also starts the new year off. Typically, the sale starts around the last week of the year and goes through about the first week of the new year, typically lasting between 1 and 2 weeks total, depending on how Gaijin ends up doing it. Again, while all yearly events are similar, they are not always the same. While every year has different sales, this is typically a premium pack sale that emphasizes bundles, with sales typically going up for about 50% for bundles and for around 30% for individual premium packs. Next, we have the Chinese Lunar New Year, and this is a kind of combo holiday and sale. So typically this does start on or the day before the Lunar New Year, and it lasts for about 1 week for the sale and about 3 or 4 days for the event. That being said, for the sale in 2022, we actually saw a very unique bundle. It was the Year of the Tiger bundle, and it was 60% off. And it included the M46 Tiger, the Fiat G91, the Tiger II SLA-16, and the EC665 Tiger HAP. And it also included the Tiger emblem for the 4th Jagdgeschwader 26 Squadron Luftwaffe, forgive me if I mispronounced that, but it was a 60% discount going from $154 USD to $61.60. So there can be some pretty big discounts. There are some other discounts in 2022, including starter packs that were 50% off, as well as having the T-62, which is a premium Chinese tank, and also the Shenyang F5 coming back for sale during this time. Next up, we have the May sale. This typically takes place on the last week of April through the first week of May, lasting give or take around 10 to 14 days. This sale typically includes sales that affect several nations at a time. For instance, the May sale 2022 saw Germany, Japan, and Italy having their SL-based vehicles and premium GE vehicles go on sale for a period of about 3 days each. Then another few countries for a few days, and then the last few countries. These sales are typically about 30% off and include talismans, SL, and GE vehicles to go on sale, as well as also modifications and backup vehicles. Further premium time typically goes on sale as well as some packs. Next up, we have the summer sale. The summer sale tends to happen around the last week of every June through the first week of July. It includes huge discounts on premium packs, especially in bundles. For summer sale 2022, for example, you can customize your bundles with a 50% discount on the packs in your cart coming up if you bundle 2 or more premium packs that are on sale, and a 25% discount if you purchase a single premium pack. This sale, like most others, tends to last around 10 to 14 days. Previously, there were also Gaijin-made bundles that you could purchase, so as with most other things, the specifics tend to change from year to year, but still remain pretty consistent in that this is a major premium pack sale. Next, we have the occasional Independence Day sale, of which will typically run for about 1 week from July 4th through July 11th. This is not always a sale, though it was recently a sale in 2022, seeing 2 premium packs becoming available for purchase after they were removed from the War Thunder store previously. These packs were not discounted discounted, so you have to remember that because you might not always be getting a discount in some of these sales. Next is the anniversary sale that tends to run in the last 5 to 7 days in October and lasting for about the first 5 to 10 days in November, depending of course on when the sale specifically starts. In 2021, however, it started in the first week of November, so it is a tiny bit up in the air as to when the exact event starts. That said, this is another huge premium pack sale. We'll typically see more bundles going for sale, and also singular premium packs as well. In addition, this is where we see 50% discounts on SL and GE based vehicles in-game, as well as for vehicle modifications, talismans, and premium accounts. This is typically a two-stage sale in which the SL and GE vehicle sales, along with the premium accounts and similar things, go on sale first, with the premium packs going on sale during the second half of this sale. It is also done in waves, kind of like how the May sale is, with typically several nations at a time having their vehicles go on sale first. This is essentially like a supercharged version of the May sale and summer sale rolled into one, and is the sale that most people should really be waiting for. Further, though this is almost kind of an event, I'll mention it here. If there are any previously removed vehicles, such as the mouse, this is when Gaijin tends to reintroduce those vehicles, albeit for a limited time. So if you're looking to research the mouse or a similar vehicle, it tends to be around early November that you can do so. In order to be able to research the mouse, again for example, you need to have up to rank 5 German ground vehicles researched, and then you can begin researching the mouse. Again, this is not always necessarily going to happen, but it has been a trend in recent years. It could also be other vehicles in the future, or none at all, so bear that in mind. Next up, we have the Thanksgiving/Black Friday sale, and it's probably going to be the least interesting sale of them all. This tends to run for about 1 week, from about Black Friday, which is the last Friday in November. This is pretty much typically just a sale on the premium vehicles with black in the name, typically including the M18 Black Cat, the Black Prince, the Black Shark, and the P61A1 Black Widow. This is a cool sale as the vehicles tend to be fairly interesting, and you can buy a good variety of vehicles, some of which normally cost GE for straight cash, but that's about all that happens. Previously, there might have been other packs up for sale, typically for 50%, but this hasn't happened in a few years, so who knows. Also important to note is that this bundle has not included Premium Time and Golden Eagles, if you have the Black Friday bundle at least, which one might expect when buying premium packs normally. Always read the fine print when this sale comes around, you've been warned. After this, we have the aforementioned New Year's sale. Bear in mind that there could be other sales that pop up throughout the year that were not mentioned thus far, as Gaijin can and will do whatever they want, but these tend to be the major sales that happen throughout the year. Again, we have the New Year's sale in early January, late December, the May sale typically in the first week of May, last week of April, summer sale which tends to be about the last week of June, first week of July, then we have the Independence Day sale which typically runs for about 1 week from July 4th to July 11th, then again the October sale which is in the last week of October, first week of November, which is really the anniversary sale for War Thunder, and that's the biggest sale, and finally the Black Friday sale which is about 1 week from Black Friday onwards. So that being said, let's get into the events, and I'll separate this section from the holidays, as events tend to be much more in-depth, whereas holidays tend to focus on simple decal and booster rewards. So that said, let's start off with the first event of the year, well the first major event at least. It is the April Fool's event. This, as you could imagine, happens on April Fool's Day, which is of course April 1st. How long this event lasts actually varies pretty wildly, as some years it has lasted for only 3 or 4 days, whereas for War Thunder in 2022 for example, we saw it last nearly a full month. Typically this event tests new features that are being planned in the somewhat distant future for War Thunder, using funny gags such as alien invasions, potato tanks, tank walkers, or giant sandworms to cover it up. April Fool's events tend to have some sort of rewards as well, typically in the form of decals or profile icons. Next up, we have the crafting event that everyone obviously loves so much. These tend to happen somewhere around the same time as the April Fool's Day event, sometimes even being at the same time or with people being able to play the April Fool's event and complete tasks for the crafting event with the April Fool's event. That said, this event tends to happen twice a year, with the first one again typically occurring in early to mid-April. Crafting events tend to last around 11 or 12 days. In this event, you have to play matches to earn crafting materials, using them to build larger constructs piece by piece, eventually eventually ending up with what you need in order to unlock a vehicle. You typically have to repeat this process up to 3 times all the way through in order to unlock the top level vehicles that are available. Conversely, you can also just buy them on the War Thunder marketplace if you have access to it. So there's that. Now that said, as a side note, previously around this time, typically in early to mid-April to around early May, there were other events, namely the World War II Chronicles, of which would see players just have to play the game in order to unlock vehicles, rather than having to complete some sort of convoluted structure, such as with the crafting events. Typically, World War II Chronicles were much simpler than the crafting events and would require quite a bit less grinding. So that being said, next for the major events that typically happen, we have Operation Summer. This event typically starts anytime from around the last week in July through about the first week in August. From there, it tends to last around 24 days. This event typically sees around 6 vehicles become available to unlock, with the 3 lower BR vehicles being premium and the 3 higher BR vehicles being non-premium gift vehicles. This event allows you to unlock these vehicles by completing tasks every 2 days, of which will earn you a star if you complete enough tasks in either air, ground, or naval mode. You can complete tasks for all of the modes at the same time, so you can unlock all 6 vehicles if you play enough. That said, you will typically unlock the first vehicle, whether it's air, ground, or naval, after you earn around 5 stars in its given discipline during the event. After earning 10 stars, you will typically earn the second vehicle. Now bear in mind that this is how it has been for years, but it could change at any given time, so this format that I mentioned is possibly changeable, though it has been remarkably consistent over about the last 5 or 6 years. Next, we have another crafting event, this time typically starting around the last 2 weeks of September. This will have the same rules as the first crafting event, with it typically lasting just shy of 2 weeks and requiring heinous amounts of gameplay in order to unlock the highest level vehicles. Now beyond this, we will typically have a Halloween event that is separate from the nearby anniversary sale. This event tends to last around 3 or 4 days, and in 2022 saw people being able to race M18 Black Cats and PO2 biplanes, with the latter of which saw people being rewarded with the biplanes if they did well enough over enough matches. You can also win cool Halloween themed decals. In all, this is a fairly stress-free event, except if you're looking to take these races seriously, because they can be intense. And again, this lasts for around 3 or 4 days at the end of October through about the beginning of November. And now for the final major event throughout the year, we have Operation Winter. This is more or less the same as Operation Summer, except of course with a winter theme. Bear in mind that Operation Summer and Operation Winter might go by different names, such as Summer Landing or Operation Frost, but they are the same as Operation Winter and Operation Summer. That said, Operation Winter goes by these same rules as Operation Summer, and typically runs from around December 15th for about 24 days through the beginning of January. You can typically also earn up to 6 vehicles, though of course this could always change in the future, all by completing essentially the same tasks as you would in Operation Summer. Interestingly, there used to be a World War mode, of which I am personally hoping is resurrected. This game mode lasted only about 1 year in War Thunder, with 3 different World War mode events happening between May 14th, 2019 and July 20th, 2020. These game modes saw very powerful rewards being given, such as the M60 AMBT and the AMX50 Surblinde, and were focused on having RTS-like aspects, at least again for this game mode. This game mode has not been reintroduced in some time, but I'm sure that if enough people make enough noise and ask for it back, or rather demand it back, we might see it come back to War Thunder. I would strongly recommend you look up videos of this game mode if you're interested. It is very cool, and again, kind of turns War Thunder into a mini RTS game. Now that being said, with sales and events out of the way, let's get into when you can expect updates to come out. And again, I cannot stress this enough, sales, events, and anything else in this video or not in this video can be added or removed at any time, and they could also have their typical dates changed. So while this calendar is a general guide and should be more or less accurate for a long period of time, as I base it on long-term trends that have been occurring for several years, it may not always stay that way. War Thunder is an ever-changing beast. That said, let's get into when you can expect updates to come out. Now typically we see around 5 major named updates that add vehicles and other content in any given year. Not all of these are as big as other updates, with some updates adding more vehicles or features than other updates. That said, insofar as when these updates occur, we typically see them come out around the following times of the year. The first major update of the year tends to come out around mid-March. The second major update follows soon thereafter, typically coming out in late May or early June, with Danger Zone being a notable exception, being that it took so long to come out, as it came out in mid-June rather than again late May, so it came out around 2 or even possibly 3 weeks later than it typically would. The third major update tends to be released typically around September 10th. The fourth major update of the year is typically released in late October, though it could always come out by mid-November. This is a pretty wide berth here, but of course, again, these are pretty general timelines. And finally, the fifth major update of the year tends to come out just about always in the middle of December, typically on or around December 15th. This is about the most consistent time that these events come out, so almost always for the last, 3, 4, or 5 years, we've seen it come out on or around December 15th very, very consistently. Now with that said, let's get into holidays. This portion of the video may be a bit less complete than previous portions, as War Thunder is always adding tons of holidays to the game, of which may be celebrated one year and not the next. I'll add some of the more notable holidays, but if there are any holidays that I missed, or even anything from previous categories that I missed, please let me know in the comments below so that I can pin a comment to amend this video. Also for holidays, we tend to see it where a lot of holidays also have sales attached to them. So if that ends up being the case, I have previously mentioned those holidays in the sales category, unless it isn't always the case where they have a sale on that particular holiday. That said, for the holidays, first we have Valentine's Day, which will typically run for about 3 or 4 days and will award Valentine's Day related decals and decorations. Though it is not guaranteed, it is also pretty much tradition when Gaijin opens up the sale for the premium Valentine tank for the USSR for Valentine's Day. Next we have Cosmonautics Day, which is typically on April 12th or so, and lasts for around 3 or 4 days. During this event, you can play War Thunder and win decals and decorations with the cosmonaut theme. Now next, and I kind of already mentioned it, we have Independence Day. Typically you can get decals and other decorations for this pretty minor event in War Thunder, but occasionally you can also get boosters, so there's that. Now we also have things like US Air Force Day, which is around mid-September, French Air Force Day, which is July 1st, and other holidays that celebrate various armed services throughout the year. These all tend to only give decals, boosters, and maybe the occasional decoration. Occasionally, Gaijin will open up the sale of removed vehicles during such holidays or days of remembrance, but not always. Such days are not even guaranteed to be celebrated in any given year, so it's difficult to track them all, especially without a nifty way to sort through all of Gaijin's news. There are so many holidays that, if I mentioned all of them here, this video could end up being 2 or even 3 times as long as it is now. That said, if you would like to find them all for yourself, look under the special category in War Thunder's news section on their website, and you'll see literally dozens and dozens of various minor holidays that pop up. Other holidays such as VE Day or Victory in Europe Day, Halloween, and Christmas are all pretty much covered either by events, sales, or both, and were previously mentioned in this video. That said, finally, for Battle Pass. These, while not necessarily guaranteed to do so, will typically run for at least 13 weeks, meaning that you can expect around 4 Battle Pass seasons in any given year. At this rate, barring any extended Battle Passes, of which will throw this calculation off, we can expect Battle Pass seasons to start in late July, early August, late October, early November, late January, early February, and then again late April, early May, continuing throughout the year in a similar cycle. Gaijin has given themselves some leeway by saying that seasons will last a minimum of 13 weeks, so they could last 14, 15, or even more weeks. So again, if this were to happen, my estimate will be thrown off and out of whack, but you know how Gaijin is. Either way, that's about all for this video. I hope I was able to go over pretty much everything major in the War Thunder calendar, including when to expect sales, updates, and events, as well as miscellaneous holidays and Battle Pass seasons. That said, if you enjoyed this video or would like more hopefully informative content, please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and comment to let me know what you think. All of these actions help with the YouTube algorithm tremendously, so any or all of these things would be tremendous in helping to grow my channel. Either way, thanks again, and I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.